Michael, just briefly reflecting back on last Saturday, must be really proud on reflection of the players because they were in a hole, but they found a way of getting themselves out of it and getting a positive result.
Yeah, I thought it was a game that was always going to be difficult. They're fighting for points, as we know, and they're still alive from their result in the midweek as well. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. I thought we started a bit slowly than usual. But then when we grew into it and became ourselves, I thought second half we were fantastic and put them under a lot of pressure and deserved a win in the end. And
it shows also what you had that you didn't have when you first came to the club. You have that goal threat, two players that came in different ways in January. And I think the thing that really struck me is when you watch Freddie's goal back, the quality of the goal is perhaps a bit hidden in the melee initially when you're watching it. When you see it back, it's a high quality finish.
Oh, it's a great finish. It's a great take on his knee. It's a great finish. But I think that comes from us playing how we play and trying to get balls in the box and trying to get players in the box on the ball. And I think in the end then the quality shows from the players, like you say, from the attacking players. And it's great to have two strikers scoring on a game as well.
And the good thing as well, it's about dealing with pressure because that's what's coming Lincoln's way on Saturday and hopefully with games beyond that as well, isn't it? It's their pressure matches now.
Yeah, I think so. But I think we've earned that right. We've earned that right to have the pressure match. If we look back in early January, February, that we said if we could take it to this game, we'd do that. So I think it's another opportunity for us to try and get 3 points, which we're going to have to get. And we're going to have a go at the champions. And what better way to try and get into that playoffs? But it's going to be tough. We know how tough it's going to be. They're a great team. They're worthy champions in my eyes. So there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be a really tough game. But if you look at our form and their form in the last few games or last 15 games, we're about similar. So I think it could go either way.
It's an intriguing battle as well, isn't it, for that playoff place because there's 4 teams now, Barnsley down to Blackpool, yourselves, and obviously Oxford, and there's so many little things that can change throughout the afternoon for people interested in it.
Yeah, everyone keeps asking me similar questions or what can it be? Well, for me, I think we've got the toughest game out of everybody. So Portsmouth is, for me, the toughest game. So you've got to expect all those other teams to win in my eyes, and so we have to win. And it will get to a situation people will say, can it be a draw? I don't think it can because at least Blackpool or Oxford for me are going to win the game. So if they win and we don't, then we're not in there. So, but we're in that position where if we win, we go through, which is nice to be. But yeah, for me, we just got to focus on winning. And even if it gets into the last 10 minutes and teams are drawing, you can't concentrate on that because they could score in the last 2 minutes. So yeah, we'll have one eye for sure live on the numbers, like everybody will ask, and we'll of course be conscious about it, and we'll have to make decisions on the day about it. But ultimately, I think we've got to win the game.
You've kind of robbed me of that question, but I'm still going to ask it because it is the thing, isn't it, that you do have to be aware of results elsewhere. And frankly, if you decided to put all the iPads away and all the computers away, you got fans with smartphones behind you in the stand and opposite. We're telling the players what's going on.
Yeah, no, we'll know exactly what's going on. We've got a plan for that on the bench. We know exactly what's going on. We'll know the score lines in a calm way to try and win the game. But we will definitely know the permutations, and we know that already what's going into it. But ultimately, when you keep looking and going back to it, it's going to be down to winning this game against a very good Portsmouth team.
And Portsmouth and yourselves, probably since January the 1st, of the 2 form teams in the league in terms of points.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're something like 42, and they've got 41 points. But what we've done really well is defend really strong, and we're going to have to be like that on the same day, and then hopefully we can score goals against them. But people think they're on the beach. They're not. They're a professional team. I know John really well. He's a professional coach. They won't be coming here to lay down through any guys, if you know what I mean. So we know how tough this is going to be. But we play our way for 90 minutes. We can win the game.
And we've seen that, haven't we, so much recently. In the Premier League, you see it teams that you think that the top teams will go to and get a result, they don't. And then you can even look at the playoffs in non-league football at the moment, and teams that finish in the lower position are getting the results. Yeah,
it's tough because everybody's playing for points and everybody's professional. It's professional football. It's their job. It's our job. It's their job. Players are playing for contracts. Players are playing for a new deal. Players are playing to be picked in a team next year. Everybody wants to use this game to put a good show on, and I'm sure Portsmouth players, will think the same.
And going into the game, obviously a bit of good news off the pitch with the investment coming into the club. You had a chance to meet Ron, I think, this week as well.
Yeah, it's great. I met Ron and Andy, and it's a fantastic addition, if you like, to the team and the board. Lots of experience with the club and the baseball in America, as we know. But as you can see again, I think the team off the pitch and Liam and the thing they're building around the football is really positive, and going in the right direction. And that's all you need from, I think, as fans and as a football head coach, that you know the stuff off the pitch is going really well, and then it's for us on the pitch to try and get the job done, if you like, or try and be the best we can on the day.
Liam Scully jokingly said that yourself and Jez had said, that money that's coming in, we could quite do with it in the transfer and the player budget.
Yeah, of course, it's like a little jibe, because I think that's where people think the money needs to come from all the time. But there's lots of places where we need to create and grow and build the club. Of course, I'd love the money to be on the pitch, but at the same sense, I think what Lincoln has done here way before my time is be clever and outsmart in terms of how it builds the club, and not rush things too quick. And that's why I think we're in the situation we're in now, is because of that.
Back talking about the game, a couple of things. Obviously, you've had fantastic support on the road in recent games, and of course I know at the LNER, and you'll need every ounce of it on Saturday.
Yeah, I think so, and I think the players keep talking about how they think it's going to be rocking. They're just really excited for the fans and the place to be rocking, and they're really proud to be in this position, like I am and like the staff are. And if the fans are really proud and that place is rocking, then I think that's going to help, because I don't think Pompey are going to bring that too many fans, as we know. So I think if we're rocking the place and the fans are supporting us, I think it's going to be a tough afternoon for Pompey, and that's what we want to make it. We want it to be a tough place to come, with a good atmosphere for us, and hopefully we can get the job done.
And the situation with injuries, when you were talking last week, you hinted that Rico might be able to come through and be available for Saturday. I think a lot of us who are aware he played for Portsmouth have got our idea about how that might affect a game, and Teddy, of course, as well.
Yeah, no, so Rico's not going to make it. So Rico's not going to make this one. Teddy's touch and go again. We've just got last minutes with Teddy to see if he does that. But unfortunately, Rico's not going to make this one. And I think Rico could be done. We've got a few more assessments to make of Rico, but I think Rico could be done for the season. But we'll have to see again on that.
And any other fresh issues that you've got with injuries?
No, we might have one player back. But we're again assessing that one. So we'll see.